So in the case, let's use the Burningwari model as an example. Like I said, it supported the restoration of peace. Livelihood has returned to Burningwari. They're able to go back to their farms. That semblance of normality has returned. But the challenge has been that these guys, the agreement was restricted to Burningwari. So it did not stop them, for instance, the bandits from moving to local governments and communities in Niger State, neighboring Niger State or neighboring Katsina State as an example to carry out attacks. So that's challenge number one. But the greatest challenge, Jeffrey, for me, is the inability to take steps to legitimize criminality. One of the bandits that we saw, in fact, the picture that you sent to me, that guy has a 5 million naira bounty on his head. And yet he came out in public. I tried to count the number of magazines on his body. I don't know if you were able to, but I wasn't able even to count the number of magazines that he had wrapped around his stomach. Each magazine has 30 bullets. This is a guy who has a 5 million naira bounty on his head. Yet he came out in public and then he had a conversation and, in fact, entered into a peace agreement with another public department. Of course, the local governments are public department. The chairman of the local government was there. So it begs the million-dollar question. Are we legitimizing criminality? What will be the consequence for someone who has broken, I can't even count the number of laws that he has broken so far, and yet he's sitting down with a legitimate government department and signing out an agreement. So that for me is the worry. Yes, the community did not have a choice. They have entered into that agreement. But then what will be the long-run consequences? If someone wants to be listened in the manner that this guy said they wanted to be listened, does it mean he or she will now have to go and pick up a weapon before he's forced to sit down with government? So what happens to the democratic tenets that we've built over the time? Is that not the essence of our democratic tradition, for people to be listened, for inclusion, for a government by the people, as it were? Is it failing? Is that why we're seeing this type of crime? So that, honestly, is the greatest challenge. There are several others that may follow, but this issue of legitimizing criminality is what worries me as we go.